Hi Nats, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Elena, and today I'm going to be doing this super easy, I think it's easy, brown cut crease eye look. Honestly, I feel like this is the easy everyday look, or you could glam it up by putting some dramatic lashes like I did today. But yeah, for today's video I'm going to be doing this. If you guys want to see this video, then just keep on watching. Okay, so for today's look, I'm going to be using Jaclyn Hill's palette. I know most people have this palette. If you don't have this palette, just stick to browns. I'm mainly going to be using like these three colors and a dark brown. And then if you have any type of skin tone color, that's all you need for this look. Yeah, let's go ahead and get into the look. First things first, I'm going to be going with the Morphe E23. Do not need Morphe brushes. Do I recommend you guys get Morphe brushes? Yes, I do. But you do not need Morphe. I use Amazon brushes, BH Cosmetics, any brushes I feel are affordable. That's what I use. But this is the E23. All it really is a big fluffy blending brush. And I'm going to use that to put that in my crease. Jaclyn Hill's first palette with Morphe didn't come with the names on the actual palette or on the back, so I'm just going to show you guys the colors and go in from there. I'm going to use these two shades. If you don't have any shades like this, don't feel obligated to use both of them, but I like to use both of them just because I feel like the mix goes well with my skin tone. Okay, so as you guys can see, I already have my face done. I went ahead and picked up that shadow. I'm going to go ahead and apply it right in my crease. I do have hooded eyes, so I kind of make my own crease. My eyes are super red right now, don't mind that. But if you have hooded eyes, make your own crease. If you have a perfect canvas, then obviously use the crease that you have. And me, I also like to bring it right into the inner corner. This will make your eyes look closer together, so if you guys have close eyes or eyes that are close together, then I wouldn't recommend doing this, but I like to bring it all the way in here in the inner corner. See, I'm really just bringing that up into the brow bone. The higher you put your eyeshadow, the bigger real estate you have to work with. So I like to bring my transition shade pretty high up to my brow. Just so I can have more space to work with. And you can see I'm kind of shaping the outside of the eye however I want it to be. Okay, so once I do the transition shade, I'm going to go in with this shade right here. It's a warm tone brown. And I'm going in with a M441. Like I said, if you don't have these brushes, that's okay. Just go in with a brush that looks very similar to this. I just take that color on the M441 and I start to stamp it kind of on the outside of the eye, and then I bring it right under that transition shade and I put it right inside the fold of my eye. Okay, so once I go ahead and go in with that medium tone brown, I go into this dark brown right here, and I'm using a Morphe E17. This is like a super small blending brush. I like to use this brush when it comes to darker colors because it packs it on the outside of the eye, which you will see me do right now. But I'm just going to take this dark warm, it's like a warm chocolate brown. You can go even deeper like in the next brown, but I like to use this one for this particular look. As I take this color, all you're going to see me do is kind of stamp it on the outside and focus it on the outside. And when I do that, I gradually drag it into the fold of my eye. You pretty much want to drag it wherever you feel you're going to cut your crease. I'd rather be in this state of mind. Once I set that dark brown and I put the amount of product that I want on there, I go back in with the M411 and I literally, with no excess product, I go right over the dark brown and I just blend it out so that it's not so harsh. the brown is still staying the same. Obviously it's going to fade the more you blend. So if you want that dark brown to be very vibrant, then just go back in and do the same process. I also go back in with the very first brush that I use for the transition shade, and no excess product. I just go over top and blend that out. Blending, especially with eyeshadow, that's just a thing that you have to do in order for it to look very smooth. So I'm just going back in with that transition brush that I used, which is the E23. And I'm literally just blending out that crease so that it can look very smooth. And you can see literally how it gradually fades. That's the look that you want. You don't want your colors to look thrown all together at once. You want them to look very gradual. And obviously this shape right here you can change just depending on how you like your eyeshadow and how your shape of your eyes are. I like to drag mine out like this because you can tell on my eye I have more of a rounder eye. So I like to drag them out to make them look more of the almond shape. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. For this part, I know it's different for everyone. I personally didn't cut my crease for the longest time until I learned how I liked it personally on myself. Like I said, I have rounder eyes, my eyes are hooded. So this will take time, it'll take practice, and you have to develop a system that works for you. I'm going to explain my best way that I learned how to cut my own crease. And if it works for you, then great. But like I said, it may not work for everyone because we do all have different eye shapes. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and cut my crease. I'm going to take this concealer. Use any concealer. If you have a eyeshadow primer, you can do that as well. But I like to use concealer. And what I do is just take some concealer and I put it right directly on the back of my hand. The Morphe, the M421, all it really is a small little detailed flat brush. So all I do is take the brush, I pick up some concealer on the back of my hand on one side of the brush, and then I just go in, and you'll see it takes a lot of practice to get a straight line. My hand's not steady. We're not perfect here. Obviously, you're not going to want to blink or look up when the concealer is wet and you haven't set it yet because it will transfer. So you want to try to keep your eye closed most of the time and just make sure you cut the crease as soon as possible before the concealer dries on you. As you can see, I did mess up right here, which I'll show you guys how to fix it. If you do accidentally look up, I'll show you that you can correct it without having to do your whole makeup again. But as I get to the end of cutting my crease, I'm doing a half cut crease, so all I really am doing is patting my brush on the edge of that dark brown just so that it blends in. I don't want to make a whole full cut crease. So to fix the area where I messed up right there, all I do is take a tiny little detail pencil brush and I go back in with that dark brown, the darkest brown we used, and I literally just go right over top and just add eyeshadow right where I messed up. And I'm obviously going to have to clean up the concealer again, but this happens, like I said, it's human nature to mess up. So all I wanted to show you guys was how I fixed my mistake when I mess up with concealer. So once I do that, I know I'm talking with my eyes closed. It looks really weird, but I have to do this in order to show you guys. I'm going to go in with the James Charles palette really quick. You don't need this palette. I'm literally going to use one shadow from this palette. But if you have any bone color shadow, that's what I recommend to use. If you want to use a shimmer, you can use a shimmer. You want to use white, any type of color that you want to use, gold, whatever it is. This is literally all I'm going to use. I'm going to use the shade Canvas, which is this. You can't really see, it's not picking it up, but it's pretty much like a bone color shadow. I'm going with a flat brush this flat brush right here. This is pretty much a packing brush, and it's from Wet n Wild, and I'm going to take that Canvas shade. I literally can't see anything I'm doing because my eyes are closed. I'm going to go right over top of the concealer we just put down. Like I said, if you feel like you messed up or you want to deepen it, just take a detailed pencil brush and go right over top and fix it like that. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty harsh right here, so what I'm going to do is take that E17 brush that we used to put the dark brown. With no excess product, I'm going to go over it right here. And then what I do for cleaning my brush, you don't need this, but this is the Color Switch by Veramona and Sephora. I literally just take my brush with eyeshadow off. This literally is like an eraser. It erases any eyeshadow that's on the brush. So I just take it and then I go back in with that medium tone shadow that we use here. With that brush and that shadow, I literally just blend the dark brown and obviously the concealer part. I literally just blend it into one another. So now for the lower lash line, I'm literally going to make this super simple. I never really pay attention too much to the lower lash line. I'm going to take the dark brown right here and that pencil brush. And I'm literally just going to stamp it right here on the lower lash line. With the fluffier pencil brush, this is the Morphe E18. I'm gonna go in with that medium tone brown right here. And right on the lower lash line, I'm gonna use that to smoke out that dark brown. I'm not saying that you are just my type, but what I'm saying is you make me come alive. Ooh, I'd rather be in this state of mind. Lastly, I'm just gonna take some inner corner highlight and some brow bone highlight. If you have the Jaclyn Hill palette, I usually use the first shade, which is, I think it's called In Light. I use this one. But since I have the James Charles palette right here, I'm going to use the second shadow in here, which is called Phase. It is so freaking pretty. So I'm going to use that to highlight my inner corner and also to highlight my brow bone. My favorite highlighting brush is the M213. I love this brush. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on some eyeliner and some mascara and some false lashes. And I'm going to finish my other eye off camera and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I went ahead and popped some lashes on. This is a complete look. I really hope you guys enjoyed. I feel like I explained as much as I could. But yes, of course, if you guys want to see more makeup tutorials, leave them down below in the comments. Obviously, if you guys enjoyed this video, give it a like and a thumbs up. Bitch, I can't speak. I'm a little... No, but if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget, every social media that I have is linked down below. Everything that I used today is going to be linked down below in the description box as well. Don't forget to subscribe. I know I get a lot of views. I don't know where these views are coming from. I'm grateful for them. I love that I'm getting views. I get a lot of views, but you guys aren't subscribing. So please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget, if you want to be notified every time I post a video, click that notification bell. That way you can be notified and you do not miss any videos that I post. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.